Still in quest of that record. Reggie Swinton fields it at the 8, and he might have a little alley. Swinton outside the 40, almost broke it. Tripped up by Willie Williams. He almost had it going.
Well, the one thing about Reggie Swinton, watch, he's just going full speed. He is not juking, he's not cutting. He just hit that hole at full speed. This is why he took one back earlier this year against the Philadelphia Eagles. It's all about speed and getting to your blocks at the correct time.
And Darrell, that's the secret to running back kickoffs. Emmitt Smith back in the game. He is deep. He needs 38 yards to become the NFL's all-time leading rusher. Hutchinson. Pass deflected. Let's go down to Pam Oliver now.
Okay, thanks a lot, Pat. I talked to both coaches at halftime. First, Dave Campo, who complained about the team's poor tackling and poor blocking. I said, is it all about pumping that ball to Emmitt Smith in the second half? He said, no, it's all about running the ball in the second half. As for the Seahawks, Mike Holmgren said the game is unfolding pretty much the way he thought it would be. The challenge will be holding on to the lead in the second half, which is something they haven't been doing very well. Pat?
All right, Pam, thank you. 2nd and 10. Hutchinson outside Galloway. Galloway out of bounds in front of the Seahawks bench by Sean Springs.
They've had a very difficult second half, but in general, more importantly, the third quarter, you see right there, outscored 37-7. So that long kickoff return, that's one of the things that has happened to the Seattle Seahawks, and they do not know why. They don't feel like they're coming out emotionally flat. They don't feel like they're fatigued. They just come out and play poor football in the second half.
3rd and 5. Smith is out. Hambrick is in. Seahawks showing blitz. Then they don't come. Intended for Michael Wiley. Swinging out of the backfield. Doug Evans on the coverage.
We saw the stats at halftime. The Dallas Cowboys with only 17 yards passing, and you can sense the frustration from Dave Campo right there. They have had opportunities to get the football to people who are open, but Chad Hutchinson just not hitting like he was early in the football game.
A shaky start for Chad, but that's to be expected. Not Filipovic's best punt. Fair catch at about the 27-yard line by Bobby Ingram, and that's where the Seahawks start.
Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Cadillac. Bold vehicles, defying convention.
First and 10 at the 27 for Seattle. Handoff is to Alexander, who is around the corner and near first down yardage. Darren Woodson herded him out of bounds. The quarterback comparison for the Seahawks: Dilfer 7 of 12, 46 yards, 1 interception. Hasselbeck, pretty impressive, huh? 5 for 5, 35 yards. Excuse me, Darrell.
Absolutely, Pat. He's done a very nice job coming in, and I can't tell you, it's so difficult as the backup not getting the snaps during the week. Very impressed with his composure and his knowledge of the game plan.
2nd and 2. Leroy Glover on the stop.
I tell you, Roy Williams is a player to watch for the Dallas Cowboys, and one of the things that I've seen from him on film is when he tackles and when he comes into the pile, he is never moving backwards at the point of attack. Watch him. He'll be the late guy coming in there, number 31. He never gets knocked back. You'll see him in the open field make tackles where he hits the guy, takes him to the ground, and literally steps right across him. It's amazing to me. This guy is going to be something special when he gets older. You watch him dropping down on the right side of your screen right there, coming in to fill in, and just knocks Sean Alexander straight back. Now, he's got a little bit of help with Leroy Glover down there at the bottom, but This guy is very, very impressive, and I think he's been everything the Cowboys expected him to be when they took him with their first pick.
And he's also big. He weighs about 225, 228.
Well, they kidded him during the week when we were out there. They said that he had to watch it or he was going to eat his way into the linebacker position.
Yeah. First and 10, Seattle. Matt Hasselbeck, the quarterback. Cowboys fake a blitz. Maybe he changed, maybe he didn't. Back to throw. And throwing incomplete. Warren Robinson, the intended receiver, and back with him, Mario Edwards. Good coverage.
Nice job by Mario Edwards of getting his hands up, watching the eyes of Warren Robinson. He gets a bump here. Now he's trailing him. When he knows that Warren's going for the ball, he gets that hand up there without doing anything that would cause the officials to throw a pass interference flag.
That's good play. Second and 10. Ball's at the Seattle 37. Hasselbeck rips it up the middle. It's picked off by Glenn Hawthorne. And Hawthorne still at his feet. And now taken down by Max Strong. But the Cowboys will start in Seattle territory. The Seahawks leading 7-0 with 12:50 to go in the third quarter. But Dallas ball. The pass was high and deflected by the receiver, Darrell Jackson, into the hand.
And Dwayne Hawthorne in good position for that deflection right there. And this is the one event that the Seattle Seahawks had to guard against. They wanted the Dallas Cowboys to have to drive the field. They didn't want to give them short fields with a turnover. They've done a good job up until this point, but right now they're in a position that they wanted to stay out of.
20-yard return. Emmitt Smith is the deep back. Hutchinson fell down and is taken further down. Lamar King slung him to the ground, greeted by a chorus of boos.
Well, right there is a situation of what happens when you've got different offensive linemen and different quarterbacks in. He's actually stepped on by the guard as he goes to do his reach block. Andrew Garrard steps on the foot of Chad Hutchinson, and he can't get back to give the Emmitt the ball, and then he's left to his own devices to try and make a play.
Is that the quarterback's fault, Darrell, or the lineman's fault?
I think it's just the lack of continuity of being able to work together because there has been so much change in the offensive line and now the quarterback also. Hutchinson
back to throw, screen pass to Emmitt Smith. Emmitt, the ball comes loose. Galloway dropped on it. Emmitt, who hadn't fumbled in so long, lost one in the first half. Marvin Robertson.
He's got the ball put away very nicely. Antonio Cochran chasing the play from behind. You see right there, he just reaches around for the tackle and punches that ball loose. Nice hustle by Joey Galloway to be in position to recover that football. And you wonder if sometimes somebody's pressing so hard that that fumbles and mistakes start to happen.
Third down, long yardage. Hutchinson to throw. And close to first down yardage is Darnay Scott. He made the catch and turned it upfield. Got to the 35. Looks like a couple of yards shy.
Well, right now, you're in a position where it's a 52-yard field goal attempt. They're going to get the ball on the 42. If you miss, they're going to elect to go for it right here. Almost 11 minutes to go in the third quarter. I think you play field position. Ask your new punter, Philip Filipovich, to put that ball down inside the 10-yard line.
The Cowboys don't agree. They're going for it. Smith to the deep back. Fake to Emmitt Smith. Hutchinson going deep to Galloway. Knocked away at the last second by Sean Springs. The ball was there, but perhaps a little bit late.
A little bit late, and it allows Sean Springs the opportunity to get back in and make a play. Actually, a very nice play call by the Cowboys, going for everything in a fourth down situation.
He had time to recover. You're exactly right. And recover he did. Alexander straight ahead. Let's go back again to that 4th down play.
Well, Joey Galloway is the receiver at the top. Watch all the coverage converge on the tight end that's coming across on the shallow route. Everybody moves up. Chad Hutchinson has Joey Galloway wide open. He's got to throw that ball farther across the field and allow Joey Galloway to run underneath it.
Springs had time to recover. 2nd down. Cowboys showing blitz again, and here they come. Seahawks picked it up. Max Strong makes the reception for about no yards. Pepe Zellner chased him out of bounds.
Pepe Zellner, a very, very athletic defensive lineman. He's really gotten big. He's put on about 30 pounds, but he still has that speed. You see right there the ability to move down the line of scrimmage and make a play out on the sideline against a running back.
3rd and 9 for Seattle. Trent Dilfer went out with a ruptured Achilles tendon in the first half, and Matt Hasselbeck replaced him, and he's done a very credible job. Hasselbeck back, steps in the pocket. Pass is caught for a Seattle 1st down. Between 3 Dallas defenders, Bobby Ingram makes the grab.
There's a guy with a lot of confidence in his ability as a quarterback, because Bobby Ingram is covered very well. He's got safeties and linebackers all around him. There is not a lot of room to fit that ball in. Matt Hasselbeck zips it right between 3 defenders.
A la Brett Favre. Darren Woodson, who earlier today broke Leroy Jordan's record for number of tackles for the Cowboy team. Hasselbeck to Alexander. Very rarely you get away with dancing in your own backfield.
Yeah, if your feet come to a stop in the NFL, there's a good chance you're not going to have a gain on that play. And that's what happened to Sean Alexander. Everything got stacked up. He got too far up into the blocking scheme and had nowhere to go.
Speaking of dancers, they're not all for no yards. 2nd and 10. 1 back, 4 wideouts. And it looks like an audible by Hasselbeck. Pump fake, and Hasselbeck's going to take off. Pepe Zellner chased him down.
Again, Pepe Zellner showing his athletic ability, able to run Matt Hasselbeck down from behind. He's going to come from the top of your screen, be out wide to the top. Number 93 right there. Now watch him get back and retrace and chase Matt Hasselbeck downfield. Nice hustle by Pepe Zellner.
In the event you don't know, Darryl Johnson started the game in the booth with me, and then when Emmitt Smith got closer and closer to the record, he went down to the sideline to be there for that occasion, and he's doing what he's doing now from down on the field. Flag, penalty markers, and flag. So I credit you with doing a heck of a job there.
False start. Offense, number 62. 5-yard penalty is still 3rd down.
Unfortunately, I think that that I have been some bad luck down here, Pat.
For Emmitt.
Yeah, things have not gone well. We thought we were getting close, and Emmitt was on a roll, but since I've got down here, the Seattle defense has played much better, and I tell you, probably the biggest part is the Seattle offense has played a lot better. They are taking time off the clock, converting 1st downs, and keeping Emmitt Smith and that offense off the field.
So it's 3rd and 9. 4 wide receiver setup again. Dallas, of course, with extra defensive backs all over the place. Now they show blitz. And the blitz got there. They had the 1 gap overloaded, and too many of them came through. Darren Woodson is the guy who got there. And now there's a flag on the play. Somebody might have made contact with the official.
Well, on top of that, that would be an ejection from the football game, too.
Yep.
But players know about that rule, and there is no gray area in there whatsoever. You make contact with the official, and you are gone.
I think it was Ebenezer Ekebon. Dave Campo pleading his case.
You see the blitz coming on the left side of your screen. Sean Alexander comes up. You cannot throw it a guy that way for a block.
By the quarterback in the vicinity of an eligible receiver. However, it hit an ineligible on the leg, number 62. That's illegal touching. The penalty is declined. 4th down.
A variation of the old tuck rule from the New England-Oakland playoff game last year. You could see Matt Hasselbeck get his arm in the forward motion, even though it was underhanded. His arm is going forward right there. You saw it as Darren Woodson tries to bring him down, and that ball went up and hit one of the offensive linemen first. There was the illegal touch.
Darren Woodson is the guy who sprung free. Jeff Fiegels back to punt, and Reggie Swinton. Swinton's back at about the 12-yard line. 6:34 left in the 3rd quarter. 7-0 Seattle. We knew, or at least we thought we knew, there wouldn't be many points. And that sort of held up. Fiegel, Cowboys coming after it. Swinton's on his own. He lets it fly, and it flies into the end zone. They'll bring it back to the 20. Alex Bannister down in good coverage. 52-yard punt by Fiegel. 7-0 Seattle to score. Despite separating his shoulder late in the 2nd quarter, Emmitt Smith amassed 229 yards of total offense, 78 of which came after his injury. His efforts helped the Cowboys to a 16-13 overtime win and the NFC Eastern Division title. That is one of the most courageous performances I ever saw, Dale.
I think that is the first game that everybody thinks about when Emmitt Smith's name is mentioned. I can't tell you how important that was. We got the bye week that week. The Giants were forced to play wild card weekend.
It's a heck of an effort. Here's Emmitt Smith, and he picks up a couple. Emmitt, since the 1st quarter, he had 9 carries, 55 yards, and it looked like the record was going to be on us before we knew it. Since then, the Seahawks have shut him down. Seattle showing blitz. Flag on the play.
False start.
Movement.
Offense number 88. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
Antonio Bryant, who has been relatively quiet today, but has made in recent weeks some outstanding plays.
I tell you, as a coach, you hate pre-snap penalties, but when your wide receivers jump spread out in the formation, it's a double-edged sword there, because they can't hear. They should be just looking at the ball anyways.
They go on movement anyway, don't
exactly. I've never understood why they jump out there.
Hutchinson just throws it away. Let's go down to Pam Oliver.
Okay, Pat, I informed Mike Holmgren at halftime that Emmitt Smith was then about 38 yards away from breaking the record. He looked at me with complete surprise and said, why do all the weird things happen to me when I come down here? Of course, referring to his days when he was with the Packers as their head coach and all the fruitless trips they made then. Meanwhile, a few minutes ago, before Emmitt went out on the field, he had some words of encouragement for his offensive line. He said, hey, let's break this thing open and ram the ball down their throats. Back to you.
Troy Hambrick has replaced Emmitt. Hutchinson back to throw, going deep. And overthrows intended for Antonio Bryant. A flag down on the play. If this is against Seattle, it'll be a Dallas first down. Chad Brown put the pressure. Mike
Pass
Holmgren.
interference. Defense number 27.
It is against the Seahawks.
First down.
Willie Williams.
Never a good time to have a pass interference penalty, but on a 3rd and 15, when you've just forced the offense off the field.
Yeah, they did say 27, but it's 21. 19-yard gain. And a first down. Hutchinson hasn't found the groove yet. Here's Emmitt Smith. Emmitt bouncing off people and struggling close to a first down.
See the motion right there. He wants him to keep doing it. Let's keep it rolling. You heard Pam's comment from Emmitt to the offensive line. This is when he is at his best, when you get some movement inside and he can just get downhill and get his shoulder square. And then look at the fight at the end of the run. He is still fighting for those extra yards like he always has.
I just wonder if that changing jerseys after each quarter has made the ball more difficult to hold on to. Here's Emmitt again. Right now for a game break, let's return to James Brown in Los Angeles.
Hey, Pat, Atlanta looking for its 4th victory in the last 5. Take a look at the handoff here to Bob Christian. Bob Christian bullying his way 8 yards to pay dirt. And it is now 21-10 Atlanta over New Orleans in the 3rd. Back to Pat, Darrell, and Pam.
Emmitt Smith is out of the lineup for the moment. Troy Hambrick has replaced him. He now needs 24 yards to break the record. Scott was the man in motion. This is Hambrick. Tripped up behind the line. Good play by Seattle's defense, led by Rocky Bernard.
Rocky Bernard got across the face immediately of Javier Collins to get that play. Penetration disrupts the offense. You can see Troy Hambrick have to tiptoe a little bit. There's Emmitt's wife, Pat Smith, with their son. We're getting close now. You saw Emmitt after that last big run roll the fingers. He's starting to get that feel.
23 yards away. They gave him another yard. 2nd and 13. And Emmitt's back in the game. Hutchinson fires complete. Darnay Scott gets near a Dallas first down. Not quite enough.
Well, the one thing that everybody talked about, you know, everybody wants Emmitt to get the record here at Texas Stadium, but the #1 thing was to win the football game. And right now, Chad Hutchinson has to do his part. He's been in a little bit of a slump right now. Interesting to see them moving the pocket. One of the things they talked about was he didn't have the mobility. They liked him as a pocket passer, and yet we've seen on several occasions they've kind of sprinted him out to his right.
And he's been more effective when that's happened. Hutchinson hands to Emmitt Smith, and Smith flashes into the secondary. If he hadn't been tripped, that could have done it. He got the first down, and they'll move the chains. He needs now 18 yards, and he almost broke that one.
Here he's come. He's coming right into your living room. He gets tripped up by his fullback, Robert Thomas. He tries to hop over, catches his toe on Robert as he tries to clear him. I agree with you, Pat. If he gets through that line of scrimmage clean, we might be real close right now.
We could be. 1st and 10, Cowboys at the Seattle 36. Smith again. Not much room, but about 4 more yards. Lamar King made the stop. And his wife and one of his many, many fans. Eddie Payton, Walter Payton's brother, and his mother in attendance and observing. He needs 12 yards now. is the deep back. That's Galloway in motion, and here's Hutchinson back to throw. All kinds of time, pass complete, but a flag on the play. Joey Galloway made the kneeling catch. Against Dallas.
Illegal shift. Offense. 88 and 84 were moving and did not get set for a second before the snap. That's a 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
88 and 84 both moving. Bryant and Galloway.
There's Joey Galloway coming across in motion. Antonio Bryant kind of rocked a little bit at the line of scrimmage, so you have two people in motion.
That was close.
That was very close.
Yeah.
Looked as though Antonio just got off on the snap.
Yep, that's what I thought. But we're not wearing a striped shirt.
Our opinions mean nothing.
That's exactly right. Hambrick is the deep back. Hambrick goes in motion. Empty backfield. Seattle coming on a blitz. Hutchinson has Galloway wide open. Wide open. And he walks in. Chad Hutchinson, his first NFL touchdown as he hits Joey Galloway from 39 yards out.
Well, with the success that Emmitt has been having today, I felt the passing game should have opened up a little bit more. Sean Springs jumps up on that. I think he saw the formation, expected a different play. Sometimes you trust your instincts and things work out well. Other times, a guy gets by you for a touchdown.
They had no running backs. How could you expect something else? Cundiff's extra point ties it at 7. James Whalen, the new holder. Emmitt, 18 carries, 80 yards. He needs 13. 7-7 tie.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 37. By GM Goodwrench Service Plus, your automotive service experts. By Sprint, introducing PCS Vision, clearly a whole new way to look at wireless. And by Taco Bell, think outside the bun.
Billy Cundiff set to kick off to Maurice Morris. Seahawks took him high in the draft. Morris, I mean. Bouncing kick. Down to Morris at the 5. And stopped by good coverage at about the 26. Led by Marcus Steele. And Hutchinson's first NFL touchdown pass, and a jubilant reaction, as you would expect. Full house at the Cowboy home, Texas Stadium. Don't forget a reminder that Game 7 of this year's World Series, Anaheim and San Francisco, tonight here on Fox. Look at this. The last team has won. The last team has won. The winning team has won the last 7 times. The home team is what I'm trying to say. Hasselbeck back to throw. Has time, and again he gets it in there to Corin Robinson. Gain of about 8. Dexter Coakley. Kevin Hardy. That could be the end of the quarter, the last play of the quarter. 7-7 tie. And that's the end of the third quarter with the score Seattle 7, Dallas 7. Fox NFL Sunday will continue after a word from your local Fox station. Through 3 quarters, they're about as even as you can get. The score is 7-7. Time of possession is close. Seattle has one more turnover. Alexander. Not enough for a first. Emmitt Smith ready to come back is 13 yards away from the all-time rushing record.
Well, ever since he has talked to his offensive lineman, as Pam Oliver reported, there has definitely been a sense of purpose, and you saw that on the last drive. Probably the biggest running lanes he has had since that opening quarter. Seattle did a really nice job into the in the beginning of the third quarter, but it looks as though the Dallas Cowboys offensive line was very inspired by Emmitt's talk.
Alexander burrows his way. Max Strong, I believe, got to carry, and he's going to be close. For a game break, let's again go to Los Angeles and James Brown.
Hey, Pat, take a look at Minnesota finally breaking out of its lethargy as Dante Culpepper hooks up a big one, 39 yards to Randy Moss, his first touchdown in 5 games. Minnesota right now on top 25-0 over a lifeless Bears squad. Back to Pat, Darrell, and Pam.
History approaching at Texas Stadium. Hasselbeck tries to lay it up the middle to Darrell Jackson, incomplete. The crowd anticipating the next time the Cowboys get the ball, not to minimize what Seattle's doing, but look at this sellout crowd, and they're all anticipating what's going to happen the next time the Cowboys get the ball. Emmitt Smith needs 13 yards. A greeting, of course, to number 34, the great Walter Payton. Alexander chased down by Woodson, piled up by Zellner and a couple of other tacklers.
Can't forget about Darren Woodson's accomplishment this afternoon, also surpassing Leroy Jordan as the all-time leading tackler for the Dallas Cowboys, and that's a pretty impressive one right there, because that guy Leroy Jordan was one of the best, and Darren Woodson will go down as one of the best also.
And well, he should. 3rd and 8. Passes caught up the middle by Bobby Ingram. The seam pattern was there, and Ingram made the tough catch.
Well, you know, I don't know if you can cover that much better than Dwayne Hawthorne did. Bobby Ingram's going to get the release out of the slot. He kind of gets beat immediately, but that ball is just put in a place where the only person who's going to catch it is Bobby Ingram.
21-yard gain, first down Seattle.
I guess that's why they say football's a game of inches, Pat.
That's just another of many examples. 1st and 10 at the Dallas 39. Now the defense has to go to work again. Hasselbeck changing plays. Gibbs to Alexander. And the pile is there immediately. Kevin Hardy, the first to make contact.
Dallas has always been a defense that's had great speed, and the one thing you don't want to get caught doing is running the ball laterally against this defense. They have tremendous speed to the ball. One of the things that defensive coordinator Mike Zimmer preaches to his guys is getting 11 people to the tackling point. You can see right there, everybody moving in on Sean Alexander as he got stretched out to the sideline.
2nd down, throwing down. Hasselbeck moves his backs and drops the throw. Lofting deep, and he has a man deep. And dropped it into Darrell Jackson, and he's out of bounds. Seattle is covered by Dwan Hawthorne, but had him beat.
Well, he's kind of sitting on a route right there. You saw Dwan Hawthorne expecting a little curl route. Darrell Jackson just runs right by him. We saw him almost make an interception that could have led for a touchdown. It seems as though Dwan Hawthorne has spent a lot of time studying film. Earlier today, he almost got away with one. That time, Darrell Jackson got him sitting on a route.
1st and goal at the 5. Alexander's deep. Stumbled. The Seahawks have had this kind of turf, which has only been down about a month now. They've had this kind of turf for a long time.
Well, down in the bottom of that turf lives a little monster called the turf monster.
Yeah.
And if you don't get your feet up high enough, if you don't get those high knees, Every once in a while, he jumps out and pulls you down himself. That's what happened to Sean Alexander right there. He just stubbed his toe going into the hole.
2nd and goal. Now Hasselbeck moves. And now he calls a timeout. Didn't like what he saw. And he's headed for the sideline, the bench, and a talk with Holmgren. 2 timeouts left for Seattle.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by new MSN 8. It's better with the butterfly. MSN 8, more useful every day. By Toyota, get the feeling. By the United States Army, an army of one. And by Wendy's Mozzarella Chicken Supreme. It's chicken at a higher level.
7-7 tie at Texas Stadium. 10:24 left to play. The Seahawks 1st and goal. 2nd and goal making. Hasselbeck incomplete. Bounces in the end zone. Pressured by Glover just as he let it go.
Looks as though Itulamili is their go-to guy when they get down in the red zone. He's got a couple of touchdown catches already in the red zone. They tried to go to him last week, and they had the big interception. He releases right there against Kevin Hardy. He's getting bumped around by everybody.
Yeah.
They disrupted the timing of that round pretty good.
3rd and goal. Alexander, and he's going to score. He picked his way, and that's his 2nd rushing touchdown of the day. And Seattle's 2nd rushing of the day. 5-yard run by Sean Alexander. One of those guys who can put it in the end zone.
Hit that huge game earlier this year against Minnesota where he had 5 touchdowns in the first half. But you had mentioned earlier, Pat, when he got caught flat-footed, that time he shows a lot of patience of not getting too far up into the line of scrimmage, and then he's able to make that backdoor cut, and there was nobody there in support.
11 plays, 74 yards. Lindell to try to make it 14-7. And he does. Sean Alexander, who scored 2 touchdowns today. And the Seahawks lead the Cowboys 14-7. In Super Bowl 28, the Cowboys trailed 13-6 at the half. But thanks to 2 Emmitt Smith second-half touchdowns, the first coming on this 8-play Dallas drive, gave the Cowboys the lead for good, and Emmitt MVP honors.
Everybody asked me what my favorite Emmitt Smith moment is. I think it's that entire drive to open that second half. We were a frustrated offensive football team. He inspired everybody, and from that point on, our confidence just continued to grow throughout the second half.
He got 91 yards and 2 touchdowns in the second half. This is Michael Wiley fighting for yardage. 14-7 Seattle. Curtis Fuller down to make the stop. 10-10 left to play.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Visa. It's everywhere NFL fans want to be.
How sweet they hope it is. He needs 13 to break it. Emmitt Smith burrows over. Reggie Tongue on the stop. Those of you who have been watching Minnesota and Chicago, welcome to Texas Stadium. Pat Summerall with Darrell Johnston and Pam Oliver. Emmitt Smith needs 10 yards now to break Walter Payton's all-time record. Jerry Jones, the owner, Michael Irvin, the teammate, and Walter's mother, Walter Payton's mother and brother on hand as well. 2nd and 7. Emmitt again. Almost broke it. Almost broke it for a touchdown, I mean. Emmitt Smith has just become the NFL's all-time leading rusher. What a thrill to be a part of it.
I'm still not going to come over there. I'm going to let him do his deal with it.
He gained 11. Darrell, how do you feel?
It's unbelievable, Pat. I mean, the feeling down here on the sideline, it's just awesome. You know, you never expect to be a part of anything like that. I'm so happy he did it here at Texas Stadium. These fans really deserve to be a part of this afternoon.
And I'm sure Emmitt's happy that you're on hand, along with Michael Irvin. Something. The balloons, the fireworks, the salutes.
I tell you what, Pat, you're exactly right. That was very, very close of being a real punctuation mark on this record. If he'd have just kept his feet, like we've seen him do so many times in his career, he's going all the way for a touchdown. And that would have been about as well a script as you could have ever written.
You could tell Michael Irvin was fighting back the tears. Emmitt takes a bow. And you wonder, as Emmitt goes down and hugs his family, his wife, and Emmitt the fourth.
Nice job.
There's the moose.
Great job. Hey, he couldn't have done it without you. Nice job.
When I see number 22, I think of heart. An awfully big heart. Stopped at the line of scrimmage this time. Antonio Cochran made the stop. Mike Holmgren yesterday said he lost a yard, but he had broken it by 2, so he's now just 1 yard past Walter Payton. But Mike Holmgren said, I love Emmitt. I love what he stands for. I love what he has done for the game. But I don't want him breaking any records against us. It's happened. Hutchinson. Galloway.
Well, I think it worked out, Pat, as well as you could have expected. He got off to a start where, by the schedule, it looked as though he would be able to do this at Texas Stadium where everybody wanted to. And you see right there, if he could have just popped up off that stumble, he's going to punctuate with a long touchdown run. You can sense right there the emotion that he's feeling. This is one of the records that you just never expected to be broken when it was set. And I can't tell you, you've watched him as a football player, but until you meet him and get to know him as a person, it makes it all that much more special. And I think the Payton family, the time that they have spent in their meetings with Emmitt Smith, and Walter Payton's mom mentioned earlier that Walter always believed that
there he goes.
To be broken.
Past the 40 to the Seattle 38. Robinson made the stop.
And now he can relax and just play, Pat. The record's already there.
14 more yards to add to it. And I think of him, and I think of a man with tremendous character to go along with everything else.
I think the thing that separates people when they get to the level that a guy like Emmitt Smith has done in athletics, it is that character, it is that work ethic. There's a lot of people who are blessed with God-given ability, but when they have the character and the work ethic like Emmitt Smith does, they become something very, very special.
Hutchinson finds Whalen inside the Seattle 30. I beg your pardon, that was Tony McGee. 82 instead of 83. Emmitt is also over 100 yards today. 107, averaging almost 5 yards per carry.
Personal foul.
There they
roughing
are.
the passer, number 91 in the defense. Low to the quarterback with the helmet in the back. 15 yards from the end of the run. In this case, half the distance to the goal. Automatic first down.
Emmitt's got 100 yards today behind Peyton and Barry Sanders, who he told me the other day was, in his opinion, the best runner he has seen since he started to play.
Once you get to the group of running backs that are at the top of the NFL yardage list, it really becomes a personal issue of who you consider to be the best.
Yep.
They are absolutely incredible, but having spent my time with that young man right there, there's no doubt in my mind he is the best, the most complete running back to have played in the NFL.
Another carry for Emmitt Smith, who gets out of bounds at about the 12-yard, 13-yard line. Orlando Huff. That is Emmitt Smith's mother, about set to talk, it appears, to Pam Oliver. Very closely knit family.
You talked about the character of this man, Pat, and I think that's where it all comes from. His mom, the sense of family that he brought to our group and our football team, just tremendously strong qualities.
Hutchinson fake to him, drops it over to the tight end, Tony McGee, and Tony McGee was down, got up, and got close to the goal line.
Well, Tony McGee's definitely going to have a word for Chad Hutchinson, because he should have been able to walk into the end zone on that one.
Is he ever open?
That is an all-out play fake. Look at your screen, folks. There's not a blue or a green or whatever color that jersey is anywhere near him.
First and goal to go at the 1. Emmitt is deep. Robert Thomas in front of him. Whalen on the move, and Emmitt Smith hurdles into the end zone. His 150th touchdown of his career. 150 times he's been in there. More than anyone else. A 1-yard run, 24 carries for 109 total yards. He is second to Jerry Rice in touchdowns, total touchdowns, that is. But he is the rushing leader in touchdowns. Billy Cundiff hits the extra point. Flag on the play. Emmitt and Michael. Leroy Glover came over to offer his congratulations. Javier Collins. Might have moved, or he's injured on the play. He's still down. I'll tell you what, he's done a good job. Jerry Jones and then
offense number 77, 10 yards, retry from the 12-yard line.
The penalty is called against Solomon Page, but it's Javier Collins who's down. Marcus Allen on the scene to do a story on Emmitt for CBS.
I knew it all week long. Had a feeling. Congratulations.
Thank you, man.
I'm glad I could be here. So happy I could be here. I wouldn't miss this for anything.
Oh, shit. Thank you so much, man.
I enjoyed everything I did for you. You made it fun, buddy.
Oh, thank you.
Darryl blocked so many times for Emmitt and was very much a key cog in those great Cowboy teams of the 90s. Don't you know that as proud as he is, how glad he is the quest is over. Let's go to Pam Oliver.
Thanks a lot, Pat. Here with Mary Smith. The Emmitt love continues. Can you just put into words how proud you are of your son today?
I am overly proud of Emmitt. He's worked very hard, but he didn't do it alone. He had the help of the other guys. And, you know, God is just one. Yes.
You told me you had an opportunity to meet Walter Payton along with Emmitt. What are your memories of that moment and of Walter, the person we're really kind of celebrating just as much as Emmitt's accomplishment today?
When I met Walter, I felt that he was one of my kids as well. He was a very, very nice young man, had a very, very sweet personality. And here last year I met his wife, Connie. She's very sweet. We've taken her in our family also. So I just feel that we all are family.
We all are family. Thanks. Let's get it to Pat.
All right, that was a key extra point from more yards out than Cundiff probably would have liked to tie the game. Here's the game breaker, the record breaker. He broke it by 2. And now the 150th touchdown. That leads all rushers. Seattle and Dallas locked in a 14-14 tie with 5.5 minutes left. Larry Allen came over to give Emmitt a big hug. Wishes he had been part of it, but he's been fighting an ankle injury all year long. It might have been easier if he had been in there. Javier Collins has gone to the locker room. Sprained right knee. Morris bringing the ball out for Seattle, gets up across the 25. Lynn Scott made the stop. One more time, the record-breaking run. Still got a game to play. The record belongs to Emmitt Smith, but the game doesn't belong to anybody yet. It's 14-14. And the Moose has made his way back up to the booth. It must have been some feeling to be down there close to it.
It was amazing as he got close. He could just sense the entire stadium. Knew that it was upon us, and to be able to get a chance to talk to him, I didn't expect that. I knew I'd get a chance to be here, but I never thought I'd get a chance to talk to him right after it. And that is up there with the special moments in my life, for sure.
And you got a big hug. I think Hardy was offside. The pass is incomplete, and a flag on the play. This might be an illegal hit, leading with the helmet in the secondary. Darrell Jackson was the intended target of more than the pass, I think.
Darren Woodson's got him in his sights from all the way across.
Led with his helmet, but I don't think he got him in the chin or in the other helmet. Do you?
It'll be interesting if you can't hit a defenseless player. The ball is out. Well, no, it's not out. Darren actually knocks it out. So definitely a big hit. You can see that Darrell Jackson
That was with the shoulder.
There are 2 fouls, both on the defense. Offsides is declined, and personal foul, unnecessary roughness, a hit to a defensive receiver. 15 yards from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
I don't know how defenseless he is. He's still fighting to catch the ball.
Exactly, Pat. The rule is you have to have the opportunity to run after you make the catch. You have to be able to get both feet down. He hasn't made the catch yet. No, it's knocked out. It's one of the rules that people talk about, that you're kind of taking away the aggressive style when you play football, because to allow him to land on the ground, it gives him the opportunity to establish possession.
It looks like he leads with the shoulder. And Darren Woodson, as you know and I know, is not a dirty player.
Absolutely not. He is one guy that you always know where he is on the football field too. And it's good to see Darrell Jackson getting up right there. We're talking about the hit, but there's the best thing about that play is he is up and walking to the sideline, shaking some cobwebs off. But yeah, number 28 is the number you look for pre-snap when you play the Dallas Cowboys. You need to know where he is at the line of scrimmage.
Darren Woodson didn't care for the call, and I don't blame him.
I think that's just a nice physical football play, Pat.
Yep, I think that's just a matter of personal judgment by the official. This is Sean Alexander again. Kevin Hardy made the stop. 14-14 tie with 5 minutes left. Seattle ball at their own 43. Brandon Noble encouraging the crowd to get behind him. Darren Woodson, he's going to play his game. Hasselbeck back to throw. The rush comes from the weak side. Leroy Glover. Alexander is knocked backwards on a hit by Roy Williams. Oh, he is exactly what you said.
I tell you, Pat, he is never getting driven back at the point of contact. He runs through the tacklers like he's actually tackling something 2 yards on the other side of it. Watch the end of this. He can square up, takes him right off his feet, and follows through. He is always moving forward at the point of contact.
However, Seattle got a first down on the play, and they moved the sticks. Alexander's out, Morris is in as the running back for Seattle. Morris to the Dallas 45. Roy Williams again piled it up. A little fracas going on downfield between Corin Robinson and Dwan Hawthorne. They got that broken up with no flags.
Well, Corin Robinson has been upset ever since that hit on Darrell Jackson by Darren Woodson. He was trying to get his guys fired up in the huddle, and now it's carrying over to the field. You see right here, this is just some blocking out on the perimeter. Dwan Hawthorne better get ready, because Corin Robinson means business right there. They're both lucky they didn't get a flag there.
Yep. That's what you call getting some business. 2nd and 7. Again, Brandon Noble encouraging the crowd to make some noise. Morris. It'll bring up 3rd and about 5. Marcus Steele over to make the stop. Timeout, Dallas. 3:12 left to play. 14-14 tie with Seattle on the move. 3rd and long. Sitting on the sideline. Seattle's been pretty successful converting on 3rd down. 8 out of the last 9. I'd say that's pretty successful. 3rd and about 6 they need this time. There you are. Their cheerleader uniform. Alexander's back in. He's the deep back. Cowboys showing blitz. Going deep. Incomplete. Flag on the play. Dwan Hawthorne was back there with Corin Robinson, but a penalty marker comes flying down, and this has got to be against Hawthorne. I'm not sure why.
Pass interference. Defense, number 38. Automatic. Push down.
The problem is Dwan Hawthorne never turned around to make a play on the football. You watch the matchup up here, the top of your screen. Watch when the ball gets to the point where it can be caught. He never turns around to pick up the football. He continues with his head focused on the receiver and makes contact. If he's going to make contact, he's got to at least have his head turned around trying to make a play on the football.
19-yard penalty. The pass was deflected, incomplete, but the penalty kept the drive alive. 3:07 left to play. Alexander steps away from one tackler in the backfield and loses yardage. Roy Williams tracked him down.
Roy Williams kidded with Darren Woodson during the week that he had better enjoy his tackle record because within 8 or 9 years, Roy was going to break Darren's record.
Timeout, Dallas. They have one left. .14-14 tie. Back at Texas Stadium, Pat Summerall with Darrell Johnson. 14-14 tie, Seattle, Dallas. Seattle 2 timeouts remaining. Dallas just 1. 2:59 left to play. 2nd and 14. Hasselbeck motioning to either side and dropping to throw. Chased out of the pocket and caught by Kevin Hardy, well short of the first down marker. Leroy Glover applied the pressure that chased him out.
And the nice thing that Kevin Hardy did right there, when he made his decision to come after the quarterback, he came right at him. He didn't hesitate and worry about dropping back in coverage.
Timeout, Cowboys, and they have none left. Hasselbeck and Holmgren in conversation on the sideline. 3rd and 12. 2:50 left to play. 14-14 is the score.
What a big 3rd down right here.
Yep.
If the Seahawks are able to convert, Dallas has no timeouts. They'll get one stop at the 2-minute warning, but Seattle will be able to take a lot of time off this clock before they would line up for a game-winning field goal or to go in for the touchdown.
Well, they're at field goal range now. 3rd and long. 12 yards they need for a first. Here's Hasselbeck to throw. Dumps it outside. They'll have the first down. Sean Alexander found the open spot. And the clock continues to run. Dallas, as Darrell said, no timeouts left. They'll stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. 15-yard pickup. They've been extremely effective on 3rd and long.
They really have it. It's a down and distance that Darren Woodson was worried about before. He feels that the defense can't get teams off the field in that situation. On a 3rd and 12, they send the receivers deep beyond the chains, but everybody forgets about Sean Alexander. He makes one move on Marcus Steele and gets the yards necessary for the first down.
15 yards he picked up. And here's Alexander again. Down to the 6, and we should get the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to go. 14-14 the score, but Seattle's getting close. Don't forget this evening. Game 7 of the World Series tonight, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. Whoever wins tonight wins the World Series. It's in Anaheim. Matt Hasselbeck, 12 out of 18. He's been very effective since he came in.
He's done a tremendous job. You mentioned the third downs earlier and the fact that they've been able to audible on everything they had in their game plan.
Alexander knocked backwards, regains his balance, and gets down, stopped by Leroy Glover inside the 3. The clock continues to run. That's the play clock down in the left-hand corner. The game clock up top. Might be wise to let them score.
Yeah, I don't know what they did on that last play, Pat. You mentioned Mike Holmgren doing it at Green Bay versus the Denver Broncos in the Super Bowl. If they have a great defensive stand here and hold them to a field goal, they're going to have very little time to drive the length of the field to kick the tying field goal. I say let them score a touchdown and take my chances with more time on the clock.
And tie it up and send it into overtime. There's a lot of ifs. There's Alexander, and he's stopped short of the first down. Now it's 4th down. Now what does Holmgren do?
He lets this clock go all the way down, uses one of his timeouts, or actually even takes the penalty before he kicks. We've got Matt Hasselbeck talking to the official right out of the field. He's going to be there to call it right when the clock gets down to 1 second. We'll only have 27 seconds when this field goal is kicked.
Assuming it's good. There's no such thing, I've often said, as an easy shot.
No chip shots?
Nope. People think there are, but when the score is tied like this late in the game, no such thing.
Well, we had a perfect example last week with Dallas and Arizona when they missed the extra point.
Seahawks take a timeout. So they have one left. Ryan Lindell is the Seattle kicker. Jeff Fiegels is one of the holders. Hasselbeck is the other, and he's the one who'll do the holding now. Cowboys will have almost, well, negligible time left. They've used all their timeouts. If this is good and when they get the ball back. Hasselbeck kneels at the 10. 21-yard field goal attempt to put Seattle ahead with less than a minute left. And it's hammered through quickly. And it's 17-14, a 20-yard field goal by Lindell. Puts the Seahawks ahead. Next week, it's a Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader beginning with America's #1 pregame show. As JB, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy get you ready for the kickoff. Then the Cowboys meet the Lions. Carol Owens and the 49ers square off against Jerry Rice and the crosstown rival Raiders. For other regional action, coverage begins at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific here on Fox. Chad Hutchinson in his first start in the NFL. Those of you who've been watching Minnesota-Chicago, welcome to Texas Stadium as Lindell's kickoff goes deep to the 1 to Swinton. Looking for an alley, gets to the 25. Alex Bannister down to make the stop. Cowboys have 21 seconds left on the clock.
Let's go back to the end of the first half, Pat, and take a look at an almost touchdown in a situation they will be using here. A Hail Mary. Kenyon Rambo gets beyond all the coverage and should have had a touchdown catch.
Hutchinson dropped it right in there. They're at the 26-yard line. Hutchinson back to throw. Pass is caught by Tony McGee. Hurry up and let's spike it. 10 seconds. 9. Hutchinson's got to hurry. 4 seconds left. It's going to be another throw it up as high as and far as I can and hope one of my guys come down with it.
What a heck of a catch by Tony McGee. Willie Williams does a good job of falling off the deep route down the sideline, comes in and makes the big hit, preventing Tony McGee from getting out of bounds, taking some more few precious seconds off the clock.
2nd and 10 from their own 39. Hutchinson drops. Couldn't get much on it. But the catch is made by Antonio Bryant. A remarkable catch and a penalty, and the game can't end on the penalty. The game can't end on the penalty. Flag is down. Now, does he want to tie it or go for the win? I think Cundiff is going to come out to try for the field goal. The flag. It can't end on a defensive penalty.
Well, we're seeing some celebration by the Seahawks.
Yep.
Illegal touching. The offense, number 84, went out of bounds, was the first to return to touch the ball. The game is over.
Well, you heard Galloway fighting for yardage. Emmitt gets the congratulations. Let's go down to Pam Oliver with Emmitt Smith.
Okay, thanks a lot, Pat. Emmitt, when that moment came, was it everything you thought it would be?
Yeah. The only disappointing part about it right now is that the fact we didn't win the game, and we played hard.
I know this is much down the road for you, but where does this leave you? What is left for you to accomplish at this point?
Same thing Jerry Rice is doing, playing football for the love of the game. That's all I've ever played for. Along the way, if anything happened between now and then, the time I say it's over or the time that we decided to leave it alone, then that's that. But for the most part, I'm going to continue to play the game and try to play at a high level, try to win the game, and do everything to help this team move forward.
How does it make you feel when the Paytons say if anybody's going to do it, they're happy it was you?
It's me proud to even be mentioned in the same breath as Walter, and I have so much respect for him and his family, and it was.
Thank you. Congratulations.
So Emmitt, the chase is over, and he can get back to serious dedication to football, which he really had. We'll be back in a moment.